Hey guys, we are going into the uh, Battle at Visectrum's Peak for the day two harder bosses. I'm going to try to use kind of a budget team. So this is the team we're using. The first five are all free, and then Poppy's just a 5-star unit. I'm not sure she even needs to be 7-star. We're using all cheap-ish gear. So Riser, if you've been playing the event, you should have him. He should be free, full EX3. So here's the gear I have on him: the cow clothes with the chain cap increase. He's a dual wield unit innately, so I'm forcing double hand on him. So we have the chain cap closed, chain cap up materia, Lena's STMR, and the Clouds STMR. Hopefully these are all old enough STMRs that you would have them. True Heroes, a 7-star STMR. And we have him on Golem with Bug Killer learned. Turfing, Typhus's Cloak, and Soul of Palladia were all free event equipment. So he's at 225 stone and 300 LB damage. He's going to be our main damage dealer and just a generic high attack card. Fina base form, some preemptive LB fill. Then shift form, true double hand, or true dual wield with swords to take advantage of Lena's sword imperil. So all cheap or free gear. Eileen's STMR, hopefully you have it by now. Yeah, I think Twin Sword Mastery is what 7-star Onion Knights STMR, or yeah. So then just a cheap vision card. Cloud, he has, or no, not Cloud, Rain. He has Cloud's card. Hopefully Cloud's old enough that you've gotten him to at least EX1 or EX2. All free gear, his own STMR. Yeah, we do have Envy Lena's, or what are they calling her? Starlight Elena's STMR. So there's his build. He's got, what, 200 insect, 180 LB damage. And what was Fina at? She's at 175 insect, full LB. And if you're not aware, there's Fina, Blue Mage Fina, and Rain's LBs chained together. Alina, just free gear. Moonshade Earring is a 7-star STMR. Chain Cap Helm, her own STMR and TMR, and some free Bug Killer materia. Ferris's card. Any attack and magic card should do. She's not the primary damage dealer. She's just chipping in. Runda, just passive, or not passive provoke, but full evasion. Yeah, naked other than that. Then Poppy, death immunity. Not sure if that's needed. Some earth resistance. Not sure if that's needed. We're killing on turn 2. All I've seen so far is just a single target physical attack that Runda covers. I can't say single target, but it's a physical attack that Runda covers and evades. We've got Obsidian Bracer on her, full provoke, passive provoke. So yeah, there's that. So we'll get into it. Not sure what the cap is. I think it's less than a billion, which we should over cap. But anyway, Lena is going to go first. She is going to Sword Imperil, Water Imperil, and then we'll Libra the boss. Runda is just going to cover. Poppy is going to imbue water, do a stat buff with Graffiti Trick, and then LB fill with no negative Nancy's. which that is a self-damaging skill. So you just want to make sure she's not, she doesn't have too low health points. Rain this turn, he's just going to do his own cooldown. I think there's an LB damage buff on here, 100%. Actually, he doesn't even need to do that because we're getting 100% LB damage buff from Fina. Fina, we're just going to... Oh wait, this is only like 30%, isn't it? Yeah. We'll go ahead and mobilize with Fina in the base form. Rain in the base form, we'll do Beast Breaker, Prominent Saber, and then any other skill that doesn't imbue fire. You probably don't need Prominent Saber fully awakened. And Riser's just going to guard. So there's that. So now we're going to LB with Riser. Fina's going to do her shifted LB. Rain's going to do his shifted LB. Lena is going to triple Bolting Strike. We'll just do Blade of Salvation, Crystal Refraction, and then Piercing Prism. Runda is going to triple Bolting Strike. So we'll start the chain with Runda, Alina, and Riser, and then actually we'll do Runda and Alina, and then the front row. So hopefully all of Riser's hits are within the chain frames. I think they should be. I think the way it times, if you send him with Extreme Nova, his last hit is right at the end of the chain. So we should be all right. And again, not sure what the damage cap is here. I think less than 1 billion, I'm pretty sure. Because I cleared this with my farming team and got a perfect score. So there's that. That should be a perfect score. So 11,000. Yeah, pretty sure that's the max score. So anyway, I'll load up a team for the next boss, and we'll see you in a second. Alright, we're back for a clear on Wicked Gladilith, which is stone weak to earth. So we're on the earth party slot. We've just, actually we didn't change any gearing on Riser. Didn't have room for killers really, so he's exactly the same. He's 225 stone, full LB. Aerith is same build. Just swapped in some stone killer materia. So 175 stone. Rain, swapped in some stone killer materia, 200 stone. Alina's at, Elena is at 200 stone. Runda's exactly the same. No stone killer. And we're passive evading, or yeah, passive provoking with Vanille. And yeah, that's it. Put the obsidian bracer on her, so we'll get into it. She can imbue stone, or imbue earth, and she's got a little bigger break with her upgraded skills. So again, we'll just Sword and Peril with Alina. Runda's going to cover. Rain is going to give a attack buff, his own LB damage buff, and then Helios Saber. Yeah. Vanille is going to, let's see, triple, she will. So this boosts earth resistance, which works out because the boss does earth damage. So as long as nobody's got negative earth resist, we should be fine if it's like a magic earth attack. So there's That adds Earth Element to everyone. 15% amp. So that. Then Defying Destiny upgraded is an 85% break and imperils Earth. And then what else? There is. Does she have any stat buffs for the party? Not sure she does. Yeah, we'll just do whatever. Just punch. Fina, this time we will. So we'll need to try to get a stat buff from her. So we'll. Actually, her 30% LB damage buff, don't really care about. Which, now that I think about it, I think Riser's LB gives stat buff to everyone. But we're sending him last. May have to reorder how we're doing this. But anyway, we'll do Bursting Chair a couple times. Hopefully that fills her up. And then, what else? I guess a small stat buff from her. Riser, just in guard. Okay, he literally just did nothing. So, that's cool. So, I'm going to LB with the front row. Shifted on Brain and Fina. Alina's going to Blade of Salvation, Crystal, Refraction, and Piercing Prism. Ronda's just going to triple Ronda Laser. And hopefully this caps. Yeah, and you can see this boss is a bit bulkier. 1.3, so 1.26. We'll see if this was a perfect score. So obviously you can bring better damage dealers if you want. D. Which I believe that was a perfect score, actually. So there's that. All right, so I'll go ahead and try to modify the party for the next boss, and I'll see you in a second. Hey guys, I had to play around with Wicked Leonine a few times. Kind of changed the team up a little bit. So we kept Rain and Fina. We got Titus. He was given for free. He's a 7-star NBA, so you can always go grab him. Let's see. Swapped in Zahn and Gilgamesh. Zahn's going to be stealing some killers from Titus, and Gilgamesh is here as a breaker. So as far in doing the boss, as far as I could tell, he was doing one AoE physical attack and single target ice attacks. So just go through the gearing. Rain base form is naked. Let's see. So shift form, I think I re-geared him a little bit, maybe. Yeah, dropped his own TMR, added in some more LB damage. So he's at full beast and 200 LB. Fina has some Esper fill gear on, preemptive LB fill. Don't need that. Then shift form. Actually, she doesn't even need the ice resist gear. We'll just do whatever for her gearing. Try to keep it free-ish or cheap. So try to jack up her beast killer. So full beast, full LB damage. There's that. Still the cheap card. Titus, he's got turfing and another infernal battle garb. Some beast killer. Is that full LB, full beast? Rain's card. Lena, geared pretty much the same. Got some beast killer on her though. 170 beast. Zon, 10,000 needles, some Esper fill, his own STMR. That's it. Gilgamesh, he'll be in the shift form. He's passive provoking, and he has 0 or better ice resist. So there's that, and some Esper fill. So we need the Esper on turn 2, actually. So you probably went a little overboard with the Esper fill gear. So this turn, Elena, starting in the shift, she's going to do Crystal Refragmentation for the Ice Resist and Blessing of the Crystal for stat buff. Zon is going to 10,000 needles. Gilgamesh is going to Unstoppable Protection from left team. Rain is going to go ahead and imbue fire. Amp fire, and then Beast Breaker for his own LB buff. We're getting a better beast killer from Titus. He is going to just double up. He will Splash Hunt, which gives Beast Killer 150. And Ace's ability. Ace's ability for his own LB damage buff. And Fina's just going to fill LB 3 times. There's the single target. For the AoE physical, we miraged it from 10,000 needles. Fina's going to go ahead and shift and Grandis. Zon is going to Reflector. He will critical on Titus for the killer, and then critical on Fina for the attack buff, and then spread all that. Rain is going to summon Fenrir. Selena's going to the shift base form. She's just going to Imperil Swords. Gilgamesh is going to break and then fire Imperil. Titus is guarding. Will be Zon. Did I not? Yeah, that's it. Very nice. Okay. Alright, so we're gonna shift Rain and Ultimate Nova. We're gonna LB with Fina, LB with Titus. Zon's just gonna triple Bolting Strike. Elena's going to Speed of Light. We're going to Blade of Salvation twice and Piercing Prism. I forgot that Crystal Refraction is an AoE, so I think she may have stopped casting in some of my previous attempts. Gilgamesh is going to triple Bolting Strike just to get the chain built up a little faster. And I forgot that Runda's Bolting Strike is AoE too, so on some of my previous attempts, Elena and Runda may have stopped casting anyway. So, regardless, we're going to send Titus, wait a couple seconds, send the back row, and then send the front row. I got 1.7, 1.8 billion on my last attempt with this team, so hopefully we get a similar result. 1.7, so that should be a perfect score. I think it's probably like 1.5. I think they're stepping it up by half a billion with each boss, but we'll see here in a sec. That's kind of surprising. Fina and Rain were on par. So yeah, looks like a perfect score with this budget team. So we'll be back in a minute for the next boss. What's up, guys? We are going to Wicked Zoo for a riser clear, a riser carry on this. Yeah, I'll go through the gearing real quick. Zon, we just have his own STMR or TMR on for his triple cast. Arden's Hat for some MP regen. Helio Light for some MP cost reduction. And Craftsman's Secret Book for Wind Imbue. And status immunity. Full status immunity. Gilgamesh, he'll be in the shift form the whole time. Just status immunity. And that's it. Any triple AR chainer will work. Gloof here just for evade cover, and that is it. Any I use passive provoking too, so any evade cover tank will work. Don't need that. Lena, just status immunity, and we had status immunity on Gloof as well. As far as I can tell, all the attacks are physical, so I mean, we're putting up some resistances with Alina, but I don't think that matters anyway. Could be wrong, but just for safety, we're bringing her. She's going to do a Sword in Peril, and she's also giving us a stat buff and elemental resistances, just in case. So, other than that, she's naked. Waka is here as our 87% breaker, and he's giving us Bird Killer. You can always, find a weaker bird killer. Lara has bird killer. I think it's 200%. Who else? King Edgar of Figaro. He has a weaker bird killer. It's like 100%. But yeah, he's a pretty cheap available unit. Hopefully. Can't, off the top of my head, can't think of any other good sources of bird killer. Louise, maybe, but that's even smaller than Edgar of Figueres. I think her buffs turn to 100% the next turn, but at any rate, we're bringing Waka. So a lot of MP regen, status immunity, MP fill rate up, and Arden's Hat for some MP refresh. So there's that. And Riser is here just with a bunch of free gear. If you don't have Ancient Overlord for the crit boost, you can just do 2 20-sided die, but you need some other source of 2-hit combo. So yeah, he was coming up short before I put Aurora Scarf on him. So I'd say that's probably more important than that extra crit boost. You can always equip 2 Loyal Warriors too for a crit rate increase. But he also has full status immunity, all free gear, cheap card. So full bird. So there's that, and we'll get into it. I'm not sure if wind amps apply to just normal attacks for Riser, but you could always bring NVA Barts to grant AR chaining skills. But Anyway, Riser's just going to store power every turn until turn 5. Waka's going to put up stop resist from Lakshmi. You could always gear for stop resistance too. Alina in the shift form is just going to put up crystal refragmentation, blessing of the Azure crystal. Zon is going to Windy Bellows for the wind imbue. Gilgamesh is going to guard. Gladilith is going to cover with Sworn Protection. Alright, and for the next couple turns, Zon is just going to elemental himself and critical himself. Alina is going to guard. Waka is going to just do unstoppable protection again. Gladilith and Gilgamesh are just guarding. And Riser's just going to store again. And everyone is just going to repeat. So regarding Gilgamesh and Gladilith, Zon's going to crit and elemental himself. Alina's guarding. Waka's unstoppable protection. And Riser's storing. Okay, Riser is going to store again. Gladilith's just guarding. Gilgamesh is guarding. Alina's going to the base form, and she's just going to Sword Imperil with Piercing Prism. And Waka is going to LB for the 200% Bird Killer for himself and an 87% break. And Zon is going to Reflector. He's going to Elemental himself, crit Waka, and then spread all those buffs. Alright, so now we're going to kill. We are going to just triple AR with Zon and Gilgamesh. Alina is going to just triple Bolting Strike. And Waka is going to triple Bolting Strike. So we're going to send Zon and Gilgamesh, let the chain build for a sec, attack with Riser. Just normal attack. And then after a second, we'll send Waka and Alina to keep the chain going while Riser finishes up attacking. So. And there you go. That should be a perfect score. We'll see here in a sec. 2.4 billion. So cap is 2 billion. So all cheap. I think they've all been given for free over the course of the game, except Zon, but hopefully you have him at this point. Yeah, 2.38 from Riser. So should be rank 1 at this point, I think. Yep. So there you go. There are some budget clears for you. I'll probably follow up. Yeah, I'll go ahead and jump in here and do my farming team just to show it real quick. It's on a fire party slot. So all bonus units. And honestly, you can probably don't need units quite this powerful. This is just safety, but Esther, I don't think the races really matter, honestly. GF extension, chain accelerator, materia, full LB damage, bunch of killers. I mean, she's great for farming. She's just a great unit all around. There's that. Riser, he's got the Lightning Fast Legend, and he's just a chain bot with Esther. Roberta, just high magic. Killers don't really matter, honestly. So I think I auto-geared her for magic and I put on, you know, stuff like Adamantite and Cool Beauty. You could probably swap in some killers to cover all of the different races. But there's that. Her own card. Adele, just auto-geared attack. She'll be entrusting Esther and then chaining SR. Rain, I'm trying to remember. I think I just have him in the shift for him. He's just chaining SR. And Fina is... What is Fina doing? Oh yeah, she's got Obsidian Bracer on for the preemptive break. And she is on Ramu for Imperil. Just so that Riser's hits count a little more. But... So the way this is set up, and it's set up for me to auto repeat, so we can look at the repeat details. So Fina's just going to imperil, that's it. Roberta's going to do Fire Imbue, and then she'll tag chain a couple times. Around the same time, we're going to do Triple Shining Arts, or do Madam's Encouragement with Adele over to Esther to fill her LB gauge, and then just single target SR a couple times. Rain is going to do a cooldown so he can chain with Adele, and then SR a couple times. The first attack is his crown ability for a Fire Imperil, bigger Fire Imperil than what the Obsidian Bracer gives. And then Riser and Esther. Esther's going to do her LB, Riser is doing his... the Chain Lightning. So that's what everyone's loaded up for. So I know Esther's LB isn't full right now, but it's just as soon as Adele's skill fills her, you swipe her, hit her LB, and then send Riser and Esther. So here's everything going on. And honestly, it doesn't matter the race or anything, this will kill it. So it's an easy way to farm. I mean, if you don't have Esther, you can put either Rain in Esther's spot, fill his LB with Adele, or, I mean, another option would be Fina, her shifted LB chains Lightning, or the Extreme Nova. But yeah, I mean, that's my farming team, in case anyone cared. But again, so there's that. Hope the clears helped. I know it is nice to see that it can be done with, you know, free and budget units instead of like the very top end meta units. But anyway, again, I'll catch you guys later. Thanks for watching.